Good morning to you and welcome to our next live crafting session. It is Monday the 21st of October. My name is Jenny McCormac. I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator and I'm based in the market town of Brackley, which is in Northamptonshire, and that's here in the UK. Thank you so much for joining me. We had a great card class in Buckingham on Saturday, and this was one of the cards that we created. Nice and simple. You could literally use one stamp or even two stamps with a sentiment to make this card. And in the stamp set it comes from, which is Peaceful Evergreens, there are 3 large trees. There's a little smattering of snow and a set of smaller trees and some little swooshes of snow that you can add, and there's also a tiny little star that you can see there on the left hand side. So a really easy stamp set to use. It's a very detailed stamp and it gives you the effect of a 3D tree. Good morning, Caroline, and welcome to you. And what I really do like about this is it's one of those stamp sets that just does in my wording. So it doesn't really matter what you do, it doesn't matter if you misstamp it, it doesn't matter unless you put your trees upside down. You can create a great effect just with the stamp set. So let's get cracking and show you the design. There's lots of different colours that you can do, obviously, for the trees. So you can do blues, you could do greens. Hi Jill, hi Catherine as well. I think greys would look lovely, and this is what we'll be doing at Coffee and Card this afternoon, and also on Tuesday and Friday of this week. So it's our notified stamp set of the week, and that means if you ordered this stamp set through me during the week that I'm promoting it, then I send you the card blanks and all the bits and pieces to make the card. This one has got some ribbon wrapped around it and some bling, and then on the inside I've used that small set of trees just across the bottom as a finished effect, and you could obviously add a sentiment on the inside as well. So I decided to go green for this one today. So I've got an envelope, I've got a card base which I've pre-cut, that's half an A4 sheet, so cut at 14.85 and then scored at 10.5 centimetres. Hi Nick, thanks for joining us. Nick's over in Ireland. I've got a sheet of shaded spruce that I've cut down to half a centimetre smaller. So this measures 10 centimetres by 14.35. And then I'm going to work on this panel here, which is 9.5 centimetres by 13.85. So it's 1 centimetre smaller than the base card. That just gives me a narrow border. If you wanted a bigger border, you could drop this down another half centimetre if you wished. So let's get cracking with this. So I've chosen shaded spruce to coordinate with the cardstock that I've chosen. And I've also added in soft sea foam, but you could easily just take a single colour and stamp it multiple times to get a lighter effect of trees. And I do like to have the lighter trees behind, because then it looks like they're going out into the distance. So let me bring in a piece of paper to work on. Let's move that out of the way so it's not in your faces. Okay, I hope that positioning is alright. I moved my light and everything at the weekend when I was amazingly tidying my desk. It doesn't happen very often. Okay, so I'm going to start with the large one. Now, having said that, there's nothing to stop you doing it in landscape. So that's actually what I'm going to do, just for something different. I'm going to start with the sentiment, so I know I've got space for that. And the sentiment I'm using, A Season of Wonder and Happiness, comes from Peaceful Season. So these two and their coordinating dies can be bought as a complete collection, or you can buy the stamps and the dies individually, or you can buy the stamps and die bundles at a discount. I do like this one, A Season of Wonder and Happiness, just for something different. It's got a nice big bold Christmas, and you've got happy and merry, wishing you and yours, and then you've got 3 sentiments at least that you can put inside, and you've got love from our home to yours and love from my home to yours, which is, I think is really nice. Peace and joy, joy and love to you. So, and hoping this season is bright and beautiful, lots of wonderful options. So let's stamp the sentiment first. And now I've got 3 shaded spruce ink pads. I have no idea if this looks like quite a new one. I'm just going to try it on here first. Yeah, perfect. So I'm going to do this landscape just for a change, and I'm going to put this top right hand side like so. So I hope everybody is well and had a good weekend. Weather was a bit variable here, that's for sure. Lovely day Saturday, awful weather day yesterday. I did manage to get out with the dogs. Right, I'm going to turn this on its side. Because it's a big stamp, I've mounted it onto a large block, an E block, and I find it very hard to stamp like that. So I like to turn the whole thing round so that I can work across there. So I've got the large and the medium tree ready. I may not need the little one. So just making sure that's well inked up, and you can see where the ink is darker, where they've built up the stamp. Hopefully you can see that. So it looks really patchy, but it is the detail of the stamp that does that. So I can have this one quite full height, I think, and going off to the left. This is a great one for children to use as well, because they can literally ink and stamp. So hopefully you can see that level of detail where it's got lighter areas of the tree and darker areas of the tree. So what I can do now without re-inking is re-stamp that, just maybe a little way down and a little further along, like so. So there we can see we've got a second tree just behind. I think I will use this one again, but I'll position it further down. And even though I'm only using the top part of the stamp, I still ink the whole thing up. There's nothing worse than thinking you've got the right amount and then just missing a bit at the bottom. So let's do this one a little way down, like so. I can see a cat hair on here. And I'll do the same thing. I'm just going to stamp again, so it'll be much lighter and just a little bit further behind. Gives it a 3D effect really. Okay, so cleaning that one off, like so. Let's bring in the sort of medium tree. So that's the large one that I've used, this is the medium, and then there's a smaller one. And I think what I'm going to do is do the nice thing about this is you could do the whole thing with one ink pad. And I think what I'm going to do then is bring in soft sea foam. I'll leave that open because I'll use that for the inside. So this is what we're doing this afternoon at Coffee and Card. Okay, so this is soft sea foam. So you can see you get a different tone of that. And what I might do is just add a little bit of that in here, like so. And we don't need to mask anything off because I'm using a lighter colour and going as if it's behind. It doesn't overlap, but also if you look at trees you see through the trees anyway to the layers behind. Let's add in this. I could go for the smaller tree as well if I wanted to, but let's go this one, take this one up a little bit, like so, like that, and then I'm going to add soft sea foam again between. So if you can imagine, you could literally just stamp a whole load. Obviously I'm talking in the meantime, but there we go with the trees. Really effective. You could use some Wink of Stella on there if you wanted to add some sparkle. I'm going to stamp the inside of my card and also my envelope while I'm here. So I'm just going to turn that over. So I could put these little trees, actually I'm going to put the little trees on the inside. Must remember that I've turned my card round to go this way. Normally I have a horizontal card base, but I didn't think that far ahead. So I'm just going to stamp this this small set of trees across the bottom. And you can have them a little way up, or you can have them going off the bottom. It's entirely up to you. So, and actually what I'm going to do is clean that and then just add in some soft sea foam trees as well. But I think blues work really well, greens, greys would look lovely, blue and grey, it's always a good combination. Like that. So you get a really nice effect of a forest of trees sitting behind, like that. And let's do our envelope. Hi Kerry, I was thinking of you this morning. I've got your an envelope with your address on my notice board, and I was thinking I haven't seen Kerry for a little while. I know we caught up recently, didn't we? So I hope you're well. I'm going to pop this set of trees, because there's a curve of the envelope started in the middle, so I don't end up with a gap at the bottom, and there, like that, like so. And just because we can, let's put some of the larger ones on the front. This certainly makes for a quick card. If you think about it, I am yakking. But you could literally just stamp a whole series of trees. You could do portrait, you could do landscape, you could change the colours, and then just put them all together. And let's just add this in soft sea foam. So you could stamp and stamp off again. or you could use 3 different tones of the same colourways. So with blues you could use Night of Navy, Misty Moonlight, Balmy Blue. That would certainly work. Okay, let's cover these ink pads up. Okay, so that's all of my stamping. So there's my envelope ready to go. Let's put that there. And then let's put this together. So I have got some shaded, shaded spruce ribbon here. It's nice and thin and soft. It makes good bows, not too much bulk. So you don't have to have it, but as I've got it ready and it's an offcut, I might as well use it. So you could do a full wrap round and tie a bow if you wished, or you could do the faux, the pretend bow. Let's have a look and see, which takes up less ribbon. So if I wanted this to last, go further, I'd use the faux bow method, which is just to wrap the ribbon round a bit of card on the front and then just add another little piece. But if this goes well, I'll stick with this. Is it in the mini catalogue? Yes, I'm pretty sure it is. It's lovely. It's got some sort of, it almost looks like stitching, so it's almost like satin in the middle, and then that lovely soft ribbon, very similar to this one actually. This ties nicely as well. Just wonder if I can have the ribbon on the left to balance that out. I think I will. Okay, so you can do that and tie a nice bow. If you're not very good at tying bows, you can use the other method, which will make your ribbon go further. So that took nearly this amount. And if you want to wrap round and tie a bow, you want 4 times the width. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you'll have enough to wrap round and do a nice bow and trim the edges off. If you're short of ribbon or you want to make it go further, then you can use the faux bow method, which uses a lot less, well, probably about half. Let me get some scissors. Like that, so you can see how much less it takes up. So we're going to wrap that round there, and you can use tape or a bit of tape runner, or you could use glue. So I'm just going to put a little bit on either side there, and start it on there. Wrap it round. I'm going to have it a little bit further down, like that. As I say, you don't have to add the ribbon, and if you're conscious of posting things, then you could definitely leave the ribbon off. Okay, so that's going to go onto there for the minute, and I'm going to attach this. And while I'm here, I might as well just use this tape runner. I refilled mine yesterday. Which is why you haven't seen it for a little while. There we go. Let's put some in that corner. Okay, so I wrap the ribbon around. Just make sure it's nice and straight before you attach it to your layer. So this is shaded spruce, like so. And then you just take a small piece of ribbon, no need to cut it off, just use it from what you have left on your reel, and then just tie a knot. If I can find it. It's alive. I don't know if I can find it. It's alive. 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 It's alive got there. Like so. Trim the ends off. Like that. So obviously it's not as full, excuse me, as a full bow, but it's not far off, and you've got enough to do another one. So it's basically uses half the amount of ribbon. Okay, and that's going to go onto our card base. Yes, Catherine says she's rubbish at tying bows. Tie a knot with a second piece. Yeah, it's a lot easier. Okay, so that's going to go onto there. Like that. Just use this while I'm here. Like that. No, definitely doesn't need to be a bow, does it? And also you could leave the ribbon off altogether and just let the stamp do the work. So there we are. I've got some bling I can add to that, and if I was doing a whole load of these in landscape I would probably use a card that opens that way, but as I changed my mind at the last minute. And there's our coordinating envelope. So you could add a little bit of bling, you could add some Wink of Stella, just to add some sparkle to the trees. Just be careful, because the Wink of Stella, if you used a dark colour, will run the ink slightly. Let me just show you. I don't know if you can see, that's got a little hint of green on there now. So just be careful. If you want to blend it in, it's absolutely fine. And if you've got a missing piece, that's also fine. You can just use that to fill it in. But just be aware, if you've got especially a dark colour, that it will transfer to your Wink of Stella and it'll move around on your card. So you can get a nice effect, but if you're not expecting it, then, especially if you're adding it to something that's very precise. So now it's got, well, I'm not sure that you can see the shine. I can see it. It glistens more when it's dried, but just be wary of that. You don't want to transfer like a bright red onto a yellow or something. So add that, add a little bit of bling, and your card is done. Hi Vivian, thanks for joining us. So there's a finished one from our class on Saturday. That's got an inside layer. This is on a white card with the shaded spruce layer. But I think browns, not browns, greys, blues, greens for this would look absolutely lovely. So that's it. That's our stamp set of the week. Peaceful Evergreens. Highly recommended if you've got a lot of cards to do. There are coordinating dies that go with it, and these were the ones that we used for our card class last month. And there's also an embossing folder that has the called Painted Trees, that's got the trees on it as well. So lots of coordinating products, but if you need to do a whole load of cards, I do highly recommend the Peaceful Evergreen stamp set. Just stamp a whole load of trees and away you go. You could add, you know, deer in the front. If you've got the Reindeer Days papers, you could die cut some of those out, or you could stamp them in the front. Just watch out for the sizing. Obviously these trees are big and in the distance, and you wouldn't want a huge reindeer right in front of them. So the colours I used: shaded spruce, a little bit of soft sea foam, but you could have done the whole thing really just with one ink pad if you wanted. So thank you so much. Do let me know if this darker background is helpful. I think it's easier to see what's going on rather than having the lighter stone colour that I had before. But any feedback is welcome, because I don't see it in the same way that you do. So thank you very much. Do have a great day ahead. I've got just finalising my plans for our class in a box for October, and we're using the gold and green products that are an online exclusive item, and they have some fabulous papers in there. So I look forward to sharing those with you shortly. Thank you so much, everyone, and do take care. Look after yourselves, and I will catch up with you on Wednesday morning. This time Wednesday mornings is my kit catch up, and so we'll be focusing on some of the kits. And I did show you last week these festive tags, and I wasn't sure if they were still available, but that kit as of yesterday is still available, that makes all these fabulous tags, and I showed them to you last week, but I wasn't sure if they were available. They are, and you can just pop them onto cards. Again, if you want some quick and easy cards, check out that particular kit. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day. Time for a quick coffee and then we're off out. So thanks for joining me. Excellent, Caroline, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning, and I'll catch up with you all really soon. Bye for now. Do take care.